Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of ServiceDesk Plus Masterclass 2024 on extending proven ITSM best practices to other business functions. I am Monica, a product expert in ServiceDesk Plus here at Manage Engine, and I am delighted to be your host for this insightful session. In our increasingly interconnected world, the realm of service management has proliferated beyond IT to other business functions such as HR, facilities, payroll, legal, and finance. Today, we embark on a journey to explore how we can leverage the principles of ITSM to enhance the performance and collaboration of various departments within our organization. Whether you are an aspiring enthusiast or a seasoned professional, this isn't just a session, it's a gateway to unlock your full potential. Let's look at today's agenda for our session. First, we'll explore how to configure organization details and user management across all instances, ensuring seamless and robust user control. Then we'll gain insights into AD and SAML integration essential for the authentication of users in a secure way. Next, we'll discover the art of launching and customizing multiple service desk instances tailored to your organization's unique needs for smoother issue resolution and enhanced user support. Finally, we'll delve into customizing the self service portal, aligning it with your brand identity and user preferences to provide an intuitive and personalized experience. Now, it's time for a poll where we would like to know how do other enterprise departments in your organization, such as the HR, facilities, payroll, legal, and other such departments, handle their service management? Do they use in house tools or rely on legacy tools like spreadsheets and other manual methods? Or you can go with the third option if they are part of our ESM solution. And if they use any other software, you can go with the fourth option. Thanks for answering the poll. I could see that most of you have chosen other software. Moving forward, let us see how our ESM solution can streamline your service delivery within your organization. Let's dive in. First, let us make ourselves clear with what is ESM. Enterprise Service Management, which is shortly called as ESM, focuses on setting up individual service desk instances for IT and non-IT business functions, all while providing uniform end-user experience. ESM allows you the luxury of having multiple service desk instances across various departments so that you can handle your services more effectively. To illustrate the effectiveness of an enterprise service management solution, let's look at how the Zilker Corporation, a global manufacturing firm, transformed its service delivery and operations. Zilker Corporation is a medium-sized company with various departments including IT, HR, facilities, and finance. Each department manages its own set of workflows and processes using different tools and manual methods. Imagine a scenario where a new employee joins the company. Traditionally, this would involve various departments, each responsible for the various aspects of the onboarding process, right from the IT setup to workspace preparation and payroll initiation. In the absence of a streamlined system, communication barriers and administrative bottlenecks can arise, hindering the seamless integration of the new hire into the organization. Let's quickly discuss the challenges that were faced by the Zilker Corporation without an ESM solution and how that could be overcome. The first challenge that was faced by the management was The department worked in silos using disparate systems and manual methods to handle their workflows. This results in lack of coordination and communication between the departments, leading to inefficiencies and missed opportunities for collaboration. Implementing an ESM solution allows the organization to enable its service management process and centralize its service management processes, allowing departments to communicate and collaborate more effectively. By integrating the disparate systems and providing a unified platform, ESM fosters a cross departmental communication and coordination. The other challenge that was faced by the Zilker management was they lacked real time visibility into organization operations and struggled gaining meaningful reports and insights. This hinders decision making and prevents the organization from identifying the areas for improvements. With ESM, the management can gain real time visibility into service performance, resource utilization, and other key metrics. The other critical challenge that was faced by the Zilker management was their users experienced frustration due to the complexity of the system, the need to navigate multiple interfaces, and the lack of self service option. This impacts the productivity and the user satisfaction, while the ESM offers a self service portal where it allows the organizations to streamline its service delivery, which also allows the users to easily submit requests, track their statuses, and access knowledge resources. Intuitive interfaces and streamlined processes leads to higher levels of user satisfaction and productivity. So by implementing an ESM solution, the Zilker Corporation can overcome the challenges that are associated with the fragmented systems and manual processes. So now, without any delay, we can get into our session. In our first section, we'll see how to configure the organization details and to import the users from the Active Directory into the ESM directory. So let me go to the application page where I am logged in as an administrator. So this is the ESM portal that I view when I logged into the application. Now let me access the ESM directory by clicking on the top right corner button. The first thing you should make yourself familiarize with is the ESM directory. The ESM directory is the central repository that lists the organization details such as the users, available service desk instances, and other associations between the users and instances. Under the ESM directory, you can also define user authentication and authorization, that is essential for authenticating the users, and you can also manage the organization level configurations such as the regions, sites, department, roles, security, and privacy. Let's quickly see how we can add your organization profile into the ESM directory. Locate the organization details section. Your organization's profile is a crucial aspect of the system that encompasses essential information such as the company name, address, contact information, and more. You could also upload your company logo using the import image option. Let's move into the user management. Users are the backbone of your help desk operations, and managing their accounts efficiently is paramount. The first step is to seamlessly import the users into the application. The Zilker management would like to enhance the user login process by integrating its existing Active Directory infrastructure with ServiceDesk Plus. So for that, let's go to the Active Directory section and click on Import Users. Here, you will have to integrate the Active Directory with the application by providing the necessary credentials and connection details. This typically involves the domain name, domain controller, login name, and password. Under the domain name field, you can see that there are few domains that are listed down here. So for this, the first thing you need to do is import all the existing domains available in your Active Directory server. So to add the domains, let's go back to the primary instance. And under the admin settings, go to Windows Domain Scan under Discovery. Here you can add all your domains. Click on Add New Domain, provide the domain or the workgroup name, then the domain controller name, login name, and password. Once you provide the credentials and save the details, the domain will be listed down here. Now this domain will be available under the Active Directory section. Let's go back to the ESM directory. From the instances option, click on ESM directory, Active Directory, and then the import users pop up. So now, once I add the new domains, the domains will be listed down under the domain name field. So when I choose a domain, the other details such as the domain controller and login name will be auto-populated. Once the integration is done, proceed with the mapping section, where you need to provide the attributes of the Active Directory users to the corresponding application fields. You can also select the specific fields that needs to be imported. After the mapping, initiate the import process. ServiceDesk Plus will then retrieve the user's information from the Active Directory according to the specified configuration. Your user data will now be imported and accessible under the user section of the ESM directory. You can check for accuracy and completeness and also make any necessary adjustments if needed. So we have successfully imported the users from the Active Directory into the application. Apart from this, you can also import the users through other methods, such as using LDAP, which is commonly used in non-GUI OS environments such as Linux. And if you have your users' details on a CSV file, you can make use of the import from CSV option, where you need to import the file and map the field attributes. And also, you have the option to import the users manually, which is the old traditional method of importing the users. So these are the various methods using which the users can be imported into the application. And now let's go back to the slide. So in our next section, we'll be seeing how the AD authentication and SAML authentication can be used to simplify the login process for the users. Let me go back to the application. So now under the user section, you can view that few users are assigned with the crown icon. So that denotes the organization admin role. So when you edit the user, under the user details page, you will be having the option to enable the organization admin privilege. Once this option is enabled, this particular user will have the complete access to the ESM directory, where all the instances, users, and other configurations that are common to the entire organization are present. Once you save the details, the user will be assigned with the crown icon, denoting the organization admin role. Now that we have imported the users from the Active Directory, the users and the technician face few challenges. They are: the users have to remember separate username and passwords for AD and ServiceDesk Plus. On the other hand, the technicians have to manually create and update the user accounts in the ServiceDesk Plus. And having separate credential systems may lead to weak passwords and security breaches. Overall, managing two sets of credentials and user accounts is time-consuming and inefficient. These challenges can be overcome by using the main key features that comes along with the Active Directory integration. Let's go back to the Active Directory section, where you can find the import schedule option. You can schedule the regular synchronization of user accounts between AD and ServiceDesk Plus to ensure up-to-date information. So once I edit the section and specify the configuration, all the user accounts will be synced with the application. So now, whenever a new user is added into the Active Directory domain, that particular user will be imported into the application automatically. Not only adding new users, if any modifications are made to the existing user accounts, those will also be synced with the application. And apart from this, you can also sync the deleted users. So the users deleted in the Active Directory will be identified as deleted in the application too. And now, as I mentioned previously, the users have to remember separate credentials for AD and ServiceDesk Plus. That could be eliminated by enabling the Active Directory authentication. So this will allow the users to log into the application using their Active Directory credentials. The users can simply make use of their system username and password to access the application. As an administrator, I would further like to enhance the user login process where I want my users to access the application with a single click instead of providing the username and password. I would also want to enhance the security and verify the user credentials from a trusted resource. That could be done by integrating the SAML single sign-on with ServiceDesk Plus. Security accession markup language is needed for several reasons, primarily revolving around enhancing security, simplifying user authentication, and enabling seamless access to multiple applications or services. Let's see why SAML is necessary. SAML enables single sign-on authentication, allowing users to access multiple applications or services with a single set of credentials. This simplifies the login process for users, reducing password fatigue and enhancing user experience. SAML enhances the security also by eliminating the need for applications to store the user credentials locally. Instead, authentication requests are redirected to a trusted identity provider where user credentials are verified. This reduces the risk of password breaches and unauthorized access to sensitive data. SAML integration in ServiceDesk Plus allows organizations to enable single sign-on for users, enhancing security and user experience. With SAML integration, users can log into ServiceDesk Plus using their existing credentials from an identity provider such as Active Directory, Azure AD, Okta, or any other identity provider that is compliant with SAML 2.0. This eliminates the need for users to remember separate login credentials for Service Desk Plus, streamlining the login process and improving security by centralizing authentication. To set up SAML integration in Service Desk Plus, you need to configure the following page where you are provided with two sections. This is the service provider details, which is the Service Desk Plus application details, and next we have the identity provider details. You can make use of the service provider details to configure SAML on the identity provider end. Then you need to collect the details of the IDP and configure it under the identity provider section. We also provide you with different name ID formats to access the application. You can access the application using the email address, or if you would like to access using the login name, you can go with transient or persistent. And also you can choose the unspecified name ID format to access the application using the user principal name. So next we have the additional claims section. So whenever a new user accesses the application using SAML, that particular user account can be imported into the application automatically. This is called dynamic user addition, which is available under the general settings, application settings. Allow dynamic addition of users not in the application. This option can be used to import the user data whose account is not present in the application. So you can also create a complete profile for the SAML login by mapping the attributes. Let's go back to the SAML single sign-on. Under the additional claims section, you can configure the attributes for the user accounts that is configured in the identity provider. So whenever a new user logs in for the first time, the IDP will send the attribute value for the corresponding application fields. You can also select the specific fields whose data has to be imported to ServiceDesk Plus. Now, let's quickly see how the SAML single sign-on works. Let me log out from this application. And now, on the login page, I am provided with two options, whether to log in with SAML or to use my username and password to access the application. Let me click on Login with SAML. This directly takes me to the application page where I need not provide my username or password. So this is how the SAML can be used to ease the login process for the users and also enhances the security for the entire IT service management platform. Now let's move to the slide, and in our next section, we'll be seeing how to create a new service desk instance and the different types of enterprise instances that are available and how we can manage the access permissions across each instance. Effective access management ensures that the right individuals have the access to the right resources. And next, we can see the service desk customizations and templates, which is essential for tailoring the user experience and to optimize the workflow efficiencies. Additionally, we'll see a function-specific module like space management, which enables the organizations to manage their physical spaces and structures. Let me go back to the application. Now, let us go back to the ESM directory from the ESM portal page. And to configure the instances, locate the Service Desk Instance section under the ESM directory. What is an instance? An instance is simply a dedicated Service Desk workspace that users and technicians can log in and manage their tickets. Launching multiple unique Service Desk instances allows you to create dedicated environments specific to each teams, departments, clients, and projects. Each instance can be configured and customized with its own set of workflows, configurations, and other branding elements to align seamlessly with the specific requirements of its stakeholders. Under the ESM directory, you can create up to 15 service desk instances, each for IT, HR, facilities, travel, and other departments within your organization. Let's quickly see the instances that are commonly used across the organizations. We have the IT help desk instance, which is used to manage and resolve IT issues and incidents, where you can also manage the user request for new services or information. Next, we have the human resources instance, where you can manage onboarding process for new hires, including provisioning of equipment and access. Next, we also have the facilities instance that could be used to manage requests for facility repairs and maintenance. You can also create a finance instance to handle expense reports and approvals, where you can also manage procurement of goods and services. And apart from these, you can also create multiple instances such as travel, marketing, etc. Let's quickly see how we can create a new service desk instance. Click on New Instance, and now you have to provide the name of the instance. Let me go with legal. You can also provide the description of the instance. Next, we have to set up the specific configurations. Here, you have to select the type of instance. By default, we provide you with 3 instances, that is the IT help desk, facilities, and the HR. If you are creating a facilities or a HR instance, you can go with one of them. Or you can simply choose blank if you're creating a different instance. So when you create a HR or a facilities instance, you will be provided with a set of predefined configurations such as templates, categories, and subcategories. And when you choose blank, you need to configure the instance from scratch. Next, we need to select the owner of this instance. So this user will have the SD admin privilege for this particular instance and also the complete access to the instance specific configurations. All newly created instances are marked with status as new. And if you want your users to directly access the instance, you can configure an alias URL. Next, we can associate the license for that particular instance. As I mentioned previously, when you create a HR or a facilities instance, you are provided with few default configurations. Let's look into them. So here I have access the HR instance and here I have access the facilities instance. So under the HR instance, you will be provided with few templates such as ID card damaged, ID card lost, and etc. that is related to the HR instance. And next, when we look at the facilities department, you can view the service categories and the service templates that are related to the facilities instance, such as the floor plan access, new space request, and more. And apart from this, you also have the incident templates such as food issues, housekeeping, lost key, and more, which are related to the facilities instance. And apart from this, you're also provided with the customizations such as the categories and subcategories that are related to the specific instance, like the business cards, corporate loans, and subcategories such as renew loans, request new loans. And when we go to the facilities instance, you can view the categories and subcategories such as building and space, disaster management, event management, etc., which are related to the facilities instance. And finally, when you create an instance, you can associate the license purchased for this particular instance. So once this license is purchased, you can set the status to production. And before that, when you create an instance, it will be set as pre-production. In this status, the instance will be available only to the owner of the instance or not to any of the users. And when you associate the instant license for that instance, you can set the status as production. And when the license expires, the instance will be moved to license expired status automatically. And you can also set any particular instance as retired. So when the instance is under the license expired or the retired status, it will move to a read-only mode, accessible only to the instance owner and not to any of the users. So next, we'll see the access permissions. The role that a user possesses is instance specific. For example, if a user is a technician in IT helpdesk instance, the user can be a normal requester in the facilities instance. The user's role automatically switches when the user accesses that particular instance. Let's quickly see how the role switches. So in the next page, I have logged in as a normal user, and now I am provided with multiple ServiceDesk instances. Let me log into the IT helpdesk instance. Here, I can view all the modules and I have the access to the admin settings, which shows that this particular technician is a SD admin for the IT helpdesk instance. When I quickly jump to the facilities instance, I can view a different UI, which is the self-service portal, where the end users can report an issue, request for services, view solutions, announcement, and other requested details. So this is how the role of a user switches when the user accesses different departments. And next, now the Zilker management has hired a new team. Now the HR team has to book a room or a conference room to conduct the induction process. but the HR team is unaware of the rooms that are available within the building and also unsure with that room will be available at the time they require. So in this case, the Zilker management has to streamline its management of conference rooms and meeting spaces. That could be done with the help of the space module, which is available under the facilities instance. Using the space module, now the HR team can easily book a room. Under the space module, you can govern the space utilization at all levels of the organization like campuses, structures, floors, rooms, and spaces. You can also manage the facility services such as healthcare, childcare, employee cap services. And with the help of the space tree, you can visualize the connections between all your organization spaces and get a consolidated view of all levels of the organizations with their occupancy rate and associated tickets. The campus is the foremost unit of the space module that encompasses the structures, floors, rooms, and spaces. Under these structures, you can create both building and non-building spaces such as parking lots and playing areas. And you could also add specific floors available within each building. You can also create separate rooms and spaces such as pantry, gym, conference room, etc. And you can click on any space to find its full details. So under the details section, you can view where the space is located along with the total capacity and the occupied capacity. This would allow you to check whether this conference room can accommodate the specific set of people. And apart from that, you can also view the amenities that are available within the space and the room layout. When we move to the association section, you can view all the requests that are associated with this particular space. You can map the facilities assets to their respective spaces and assign the available facility services for each space. You can view all the associations from the side pane also. When we move to the document section, you can record all space related documents such as building plan and fire and safety plans, where you can also create different sections based on the documents. You can check all the events that have taken place for this space by checking out its history. So these are the details that are available for a particular space. Now the HR team can easily go and create a service request to book a room. For example, let me create a sample request where I search for book a room template. And now under this template, I can choose the space such as the conference room on the 8th floor. So now the technician can knew that the HR team requires a conference room on the 8th floor. So when you add this request will be available under the association section of the space and will also be added as a new request. Let me go back to the space, rooms and spaces, and the conference room. So this is how you can add request for each space. And apart from this, the users can also create requests for each space. So when we go to the facilities instance, now this user make use of the conference room and has an issue with the AC installed in that particular room. So let me click on report an issue where I'm provided with a wide variety of incident catalog. Let me choose the air conditioning catalog and now I choose the AC or heating issues template. And as shown in the requester, can choose the space in which the AC is installed. So when a requester creates a request saying the AC is not working, the technician is unaware that where the AC is implemented or in which building or room it is. So when you integrate the space module, the technician will now be aware that the AC is not working, which is installed on the conference room of the 8th floor. So this will also minimize the to and fro conversations between the requester and the technician. Let me go back to the space module. Now, you can also create a request directly from the space. Either it could be an incident request or the service request. You could, if you would like to create a new space which needs to reflect the details of this particular space, then you can choose the copy space option. And you could also view the space directly from here using the view in space tree option. You can view where the space is located by using this blueprint. And if you want to make any changes, you can edit the spaces and make any modifications. So this is how the space management can be used in your organization to manage your physical spaces and structures. And in the space management as well, you are provided with few default configurations such as templates. Let's see them under the templates and forms section under the admin settings. So here there are few default templates available for the campus, structures, floors, rooms, and facility service templates. And when we go to the customization under the space management, there are few customizations available, such as the amenities like the dormitory, fire safety, and you could also go and create a new amenity with the new button. And we also have the criticalities, which defines the criticality of a specific space. For example, let's take the server room or a data center room or any other electrical room that needs to be loud and clear for the users. Next, we have the room layouts, where you can define the layout of each space, and also specific space status such as active or it is under construction or inactive, etc. You can also add and use your preferred space area units such as square foot, square yards, acre, etc. to define and calculate the spaces. So we have seen how we can use the facilities management, which has the space module, to manage our physical spaces and structures available within our organization. Let's go back to the slide. And this is our final section where we'll be seeing what is ESM portal and self-service portal and how can we customize the portals based on our user preferences. Let me go back to the application ESM directory. And now let me go to the ESM portal from the top right button. So this is the ESM portal that I get when I log into the application. The ESM portal is a unified interface where the users can raise requests, manage their statuses, and access the knowledge resources. It allows the organizations to provide an enhanced user experience by providing a single point of contact for all service-related needs. Here, we can see multiple instances such as the IT help desk, human resources, facilities, travel, and finance. So when I want to create an issue for the printer, I can go with the IT help desk instance. Or if I have an issue with my salary details or I want an approval for my leave, I can go and create a request in the HR instance. And if I want to book a ticket for my on-site, I can go with the travel instance. So apart from this, that is, instead of accessing each instance to create a service request or access my services, I could make use of the unified search bar to access the services across various departments. For example, when I search with the option application, this provides me with a wide variety of results that includes the announcements, projects, knowledge resources, and requests. These results are available across different departments. For another example, let me search with the word onboarding. Now, I can view the results from the IT help desk instance, from the HR instance, and also from the facilities instance. So this is how the users can make use of the unified search bar to search and locate their services across multiple instances. Let's go back to the ESM portal. And now this ESM portal can be customized to tailor the user experience to better fit your organization's need. And for that, let's go back to the ESM directory and locate the ESM portal customization. Here, you can customize the ESM portal under the Customize the ESM portal section. You will be provided with a code editor where you can make any modifications to the code based on your unique requirements. You are also provided with few default variables that you can make use of during your customization. So using the split view, you can view the changes simultaneously when you make modifications to the existing code. For example, when I change the color, you can see that the color changes on the ESM portal. So this is how the split view allows you to customize the self-service portal with ease. You can also make use of the preview section to view the entire ESM portal customization, and you can also view the code using the code view. You can also provide your own HTML code under this section to customize the ESM portal based on the requirements of your stakeholders and the organization. So once you're done with the code, you can save and publish this to the users. Or if you're still working on the customization, you can save this as a draft. Or if you are not satisfied with your customization, you can replace it with the default version or with the published version. So this is how the ESM portal can be customized based on your unique requirements. So you saw that when I logged into the application, I was landed on the ESM portal page. And you can also customize the default landing page under this section. So you can also select a specific instance that the users should access right after they log in. So when I choose the IT Helpdesk instance and click on Save, when I log into the application, I will be redirected to the IT Helpdesk instance instead of the ESM portal. You can also allow whether the users and technicians can change their default landing page in the ESM portal. And under the URL redirection section, you can view all the alias URL that are created for specific service desk instances. Now that the Zilker Corporation has created multiple instances, imported the users, and customized the ESM portal page, suddenly the company experiences over volumes of routine IT and HR requests, leading to delayed response times and overburdened support teams. Common issues include password resets, access requests, and questions regarding the company policies. This led to two main challenges. The IT and the HR teams are overwhelmed with routine requests, leading to delayed responses for more critical issues. On the other hand, the users have to face long wait times for simple issues, which impacts the productivity and the user satisfaction. This is why a self-service portal is essential for modern enterprises to streamline service delivery, enhance user satisfaction, and improve operational efficiency. It allows users to resolve common issues independently, request services, and access information without relying on direct support from support technicians. This empowers the users, reduces the workload on support teams, and ensures faster resolution of issues. So let me go back to the users page where I can view the self-service portal. So this facilities instance have this particular self-service portal. So when I go to the travel instance, I have a different self-service portal. And when I switch to the IT Helpdesk instance, I can view a different self-service portal. So the self-service portal can be customized instance specific, which is you can make your own self-service portal based on the requirement of that specific instance. Let us go back to the administrator login to customize the self-service portal section. Go back to the instance and under the home page, you can find the customize option. Now choose the requester home page. This provides you with a wide variety of themes that are available by default. You can choose one of them based on your organization's brand. You can also create a new self-service portal with the options available. Here you are provided with panels, buttons, snippets, and widgets, where you can also customize the panel based on your requirement, and you can simply drag and drop the panel. And again, this doesn't require any coding or scripting. You can just drag and drop the section, provide a value for this panel, for example, request, and then define an action, whether it needs to open a specified URL or it is an URL to report an issue or to request a service or to view a list of requests. Once the action is defined, you can further customize the panel by providing it with different styles, colors, font size, etc. So this is how you can simply drag and drop the sections to customize your self-service portal. You can also add different types of buttons in the same way, where you can provide the label, actions, and also customize the button based on your requirements. If you have a HTML code of your own, you could make use of the HTML snippet section, where you can paste the HTML code. And if you would like to embed any external links for videos, knowledge resources, or any other resources that users may find useful, you can use the embed option. And with this, we also provide you with default widgets such as the My Summary, announcements, service catalog, etc. that can be used while customizing your self-service portal. So you can also develop a knowledge base with articles, FAQs, and guides covering common IT and HR issues. You can include the step-by-step instructions for tasks such as password resets, software installation, and policy information. This would allow the users to solve common IT issues independently. So if you want to make any further changes to the self-service portal, you can select any of the section and click on configure, which would allow you to make further modifications. You can also set a background for this particular self-service portal. So once you're done with the customization, you can save and set this as a requester homepage. And now this will be available for the users when they log in. So thus, by implementing a self-service portal, you can transform the way your company handles internal service requests and support, leading to significant improvements in efficiency, user experience, and cost savings. By empowering the users to resolve common issues independently and providing a centralized platform for service requests and information, organizations can enhance overall productivity and satisfaction. Now that we have done with our session, we can quickly have a recap on our session. We have seen how to add the organization details in the ESM directory and to add the users from the Active Directory into the application. Then we have seen how to add the newly domains into the application and to enable AD authentication and SAML authentication for the end users. Next, we have seen how to create a brand new ServiceDesk instance for each of your departments. Then, how to define the access permissions and how the roles of a user changes when the user accesses that particular instance. Next, we have seen the customizations that are available for the HR and the facilities instance. And additionally, we have explored a function-specific module, which is the space management. Finally, we have seen what is ESM portal, self-service portal, and how we can customize the portals based on our user preferences, and how the users can make use of the unified search bar to search for services, solutions, and announcements across various departments. If any of you have any questions, you can write to me or to hello@servicedeskplus.com. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your active participation today. Your questions, comments, and overall engagement made this session truly enriching. Thank you for being a part of this and contributing so thoughtfully. I look forward to seeing you all in future sessions as well. Thank you. Have a great day.